Welcome, everyone. We are live, and today is a very important day. It's International Women's Day. My name is Theresa from 94.5 The Buzz, and it's pretty cool because, well, if you're watching this, you probably already know the women of The Buzz, because I'm sure, well, this feed's going to be on all of our radio station, social media, our platforms. We've got Karah, Tessa, I see Dana Tyson, Supastar is in here as well. You know, a chunk of the iHeartRadio Houston women, and it's going to be fun. We talked last year, and we're going to kind of just hit on all points because it's such an important day for not only women listening to us right now, but but even men, to kind of see where we are, where we've come from. And I will say this, and I wanted to share it with everybody. Women actually now make up 51% of journalism, so we are the majority as far as that goes. And it's iHeart Houston is we're the juggernauts. We've got women that are not only in radio, but we have women who are taking those main day parts. And, Carmen's not here. She's got afternoon drive. That's normally quote unquote male spot. I've just been moved to the afternoon drive spot. And of course, the matriarch of the iHeartRadio Houston world, Dana Tyson, I have to throw it to you because you've been leading that morning show. How long have you been on the Sunday morning show?
31 years. 31 years.
Well, so Dana, did you know you were going to go into this? And in the very beginning of your career, because to me, you wake up and everything just like Snow White just falls into your lap of joy and happiness. What were some of the struggles in your early part getting into where you are right now? Because we just know you're perfect, but I have to know some of the issues that you went through to get where you are.
I have 5 kids. Now I have 7 grandkids. And a husband who traveled. I can't even look back. I honestly can't look back at what I did. I'm just so thankful I'm here today. Dolly Parton, who is my idol. Did you see she hosted the American Country Music Awards at 76 years old? I'm almost there. Anyway, oldest person ever to do it. She says, if you want to have the rainbows, you've got to experience the rain. I've had many days of rain to experience the rainbows, and you just power through it is all I can say. No matter what, you just power through it.
Do you ever wake up in a bad mood? Because I just don't feel like
all the time.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
No.
I'm one of the lucky ones, and I don't know about you ladies. Coffee is all I need to put a smile on my face. Like that first sip of coffee, pure joy. It's a taste of heaven.
Wait, I have to do my Dana Tyson impersonation. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
Whenever I do it, people are like, "Oh, it's okay. Hold on, I gotta get her."
Do it.
Okay. Let me tell you that it's the most amazing feeling to get up in the morning. You have that coffee and the sun is on your face, and you just feel good and full of joy, and that's what it's all about.
Right. You are good. And then you have to say, and I love you so much. I love you so much.
I love you. I talked about like the beginning stages going into it. Tessa, you have not only been in like radio, you were in TV also, which I know kind of are 2 totally different worlds, but what were some of those hurdles you go through trying to get to where you're at right now?
Well, I just remember that, I'm definitely too talkative for TV because you get a little bit of time. And now with radio, it's much more intimate. We can get into layers and layers of stories. So I definitely feel at home behind a mic, in front of a camera, which we know, as you guys all know, yes, our main gig behind the microphone, the radio, but everyone here has to do their social media. We have to get behind that camera and just be it, right? You got, like Megan Thee Stallion says, you got to wake up and be that girl. And if you don't feel like being that girl, you better go back to sleep and wake up again, because the time to do that is every day for us. We don't really get a choice. We have to be on. And the sports, sports in South Texas, it was a male dominated industry. And like you said, that was such an amazing statistic to open up with. 51% of journalists now women, because we have been pushing and fighting for that. We know we can do those jobs, and now we're doing them. So when I was in the South Texas heat, covering baseball, I didn't get a ton of passes from the opposite sex. It was like, you got to prove that you want to be here. and I would be beat every night. I would just be so exhausted, but it's always been so fulfilling. And then that the one email from the listener or the viewer that says, "Hey, I really enjoyed that story today. I really appreciate you talking about what you talked about." It was like, that was my first sip of coffee, for the next day. Those were the things that keep me going. And it's a community, you know what I mean? It's a community. When Theresa, when you pop in or when we pop in on the studio to each other, and it's like, "Hey girl, how you doing? You going good? You strong?" Dana, when we walk by in the hall, "Yes, you've got it. You look beautiful." I think it takes a village, and I am honored. I know I'm the newest one kind of on the roster here and in the building, and I love it. I love calling Houston my home and being here amongst you all. So it's been great.
I'll tell you what, one of the big motivators, because I moved to Houston, 17 years ago, and this is my whole adult life. I've been here, which is pretty cool because I've gone through all my phases, I guess, of growing up and being more mature in this industry. But the one thing that, people will always ask, what kind of motivates you? And I'll be flat out honest, because this is what it's all about. Because I know there's going to be young girls watching this and other women. One of the biggest motivations to me was, and I don't feel like, because we're not in a male dominated industry anymore, actually, we're taking over, but I had to overcome some really crappy stereotypes to where when I would succeed in something, somebody would say, "Well, it's because she's showing her boobs on the internet," or "Look how good looking she is," or "Oh, she's so photogenic. I mean, God, look how great looking she can be in photos." And to me, I was like, well, that is a compliment, but that's not what I'm striving to be. And to make a joke, I probably show less boobs than ever in the last 5 or so years, because I'm constantly proving that I'm just good at what I do. And I think I've concreted myself in this industry to I have talent. I have great talent. And I keep that as my motivational tool. So when everyone wants to stereotype me in a category, I'm like, it's beyond that. You can't see me in the radio. You can't see me in your car speaker, so that's my drive still to this very day. And it's very important, especially because I have a daughter. But Karah, I'm going to ask you, because I've known Karah for a very long time. We all talk behind the scenes. And Karah, what's your one motivational kind of FU, to be in your part, be in this whole world? It's a different world, radio now, but what's your FU? I'm going to keep going, or I'm going to do better. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that.
Oh man, it's I was gonna say it's internal, and it's just because there are still so few women on air and in rock, and it's just that wanting to make it and feeling like I have to claw my way up and to be respected, and to actually get eyes on me. I remember there was a job that I was doing in radio. It's called imaging. So all the little zips and zaps between the songs, I was doing that. Our imaging team was 4 men and me, and I would see the 4 men going out to lunch. And I never got an invite. I was like, I'm literally on the same level. We have the same job. No invite. So it's just wanting to establish myself, and not just a place for myself, but a place for other women. There is a station I'm on. There is a woman who works behind the scenes in promotions. She's going to be on air today for the first time ever. And that's an opportunity for me to not, be jealous. Be like, oh my God, she's getting the afternoon drive. But yes, good for you. Congratulations. If you need anything, call me. So I want things to be better and easier for myself, but also for all of the other women around me.
Well, Supastar, there you go. Supastar, you are, when you talk about 93.7 The Beat, the Beat's got a ton of women on it. You guys, the Buzz does too. We've got a good share of women, on the day parts. There's a lot of women on the Beat. What are some of your motivational moments that you had to have to look at yourself in the mirror every day and you'll be like, I'm gonna be, because you're a beast on social. I see you bringing more of your A game on that TikTok, and you and I talk too. We're like,
I'm trying to get like y'all. Hey, between you and Tessa on those TikToks, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to get my game up. But you know what? Every time I'm in the studio, and it can be the weirdest times, anytime, I'll see all of y'all during some weird times, but it's Carmen that is always she'll send me text messages or she'll shoot me like, hey, I'm just checking on you, Soupy, like that kind of thing, because I have a teenager and right now she's stressing me out. And I'm like, juggling, working, DJing, and, doing all those things. So it's just those little small things that count. Even when I see Karah in the hallway or, Tessa, I'll knock on I mean, y'all keep me motivated all the time.
I'm gonna say something because Carmen's not here, and there's a lot of girl love in our company. We're all friendly. We all motivate each other. I agree with Karah 1000%. You got to be proud of one another for their accomplishments. If you have to give love because it all is gonna come back tenfold. But I'm gonna tell you this. Carmen is my MVP because she will take the time, like you said, she will text me nonstop. She will hit me up in a DM and she will just be like, that was amazing. Are you doing okay? She brings me gifts. She brought me like big hoops once because I like Carmen is the most giving, selfless woman on the planet, and I got to give her love because she's not here to even talk for herself. But she is she's one of the real deals, and I love that.
Definitely.
So Karah said, Dana, have you ever felt in your span of radio, other women may be trying to take you down, wanting what you want? How do you brush away that negativity if you even get it?
It's really funny, Theresa. I don't get it. I'm just kind of like a.
Because everyone loves you.
No, it's not that. I think it's just, I'm just a friend. I'm just a friend. I don't have a problem with the guys. I mean, when Mark and I were working together, who is my boss, and I was his boss on the radio, I think what it is I said to someone one time, long time ago, when I was just starting radio, I said, Steve, I'm going to make you a superstar. That's what I said to this guy. I think I was 29 and he was 22. And I just wanted to make him a superstar. So I was just going to work super hard. DJ, see, you're my inspiration. I just worked super hard because I wanted my boss to be happy. And that's what I do. It's like, it's not even me. It's just you. Thank you for hiring me. I'm going to make you happy. I'll work my butt off.
I did that with Jeremy when Jeremy had a chance to go to the morning show, and everyone knows who Jeremy is. And he's kind of just up and coming. And I was like, Jeremy, I'm going to get you where you need to be. I'm going to help you. And for 5+ years, I brought Jeremy on stage with me at BuzzFest. I bring Jeremy to every podcast I've done, interview. I always make him a part of it, and now he's got my old day part.
Yes.
And he's got all this new stuff. And I kind of giggled because I was like, to a guy, I was like, I'm going to make you something. I'm going to help you get.
I know it's so stupid, but it's true. I can make you a superstar.
It's so true. Okay, Tessa, I'm going to go to you because you have to be on the morning show now, surrounded by all guys. But I got to tell you, you take them all to the next level.
Yes.
They're on the TikToks and they're on your social, and they're doing squats and working, whatever the hell you have them doing. You're kind of a guy's girl though, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm an every person girl. It just depends. But I will say the TikTok resistance was an absolute real thing. And I'm like, guys, I don't think you understand. Like, everyone is using this app. Like, we are missing a boat if we do not get on this application. And it was one of those things where, no, I'm not going to back down. I'm not going to back down. I'll back down when I know I'm wrong. And I'll, backpedal. I'll be like, oops, that was a total mistake. But I needed them to get on this app. And it's such a bonding. It can be one of two things. It can be like, oh, we have to do another TikTok. Or it's like, okay, this is our chance to be silly, to do something that we wouldn't do outside the realm, of the radio. And I will say, moments like this where we all get to sit down and chat are so necessary. I need my feminine. I need it. I have to have it, because with the dudes, it's not like I'm a different person. It's just, when we're rolling and we're talking and the mics are on, I feel like that's when I'm in my, I'm in my element, right? So I have to be on. But with women, we bring such a safety and a comfort. And I saw this, and I don't mean to get too deep, but I saw this man, and he had tweeted a picture for International Women's Day, and he's like, I feel safe in this crowd of women. I want it to be the other way around too. Like, I want a woman to feel as safe as I feel in a sea of women. I want a woman to feel safe in a sea of men. And, you know, maybe the process isn't as quick, but we do have allies. I mean, look at Jeremy, look at your boss that you do. We want to prove ourselves in so many ways, but I think just femininity is it's our superpower. And winning the guys over with TikTok was something that I'm like, now we have followers and now it's a fun thing. You know, it's been a journey. And I will, just to kind of add on to the social media stuff too, I mean, we may not see each other every day, but DJ, you're always my top comment. When I needed to log in, Karah Leigh is the one who's responding to me on, you know, when I have to track something. So I feel that sense of community around my sisterhood, and it is so necessary. I can't breathe without it.
I think one of the important things, and I know everyone agreed, but you know, with International Women's Day, we can all hype our accomplishments. We've all made it very well in our careers, and you know, I still climb to get to wherever the hell I'm supposed to be. But I think one of the most important parts of this day, you know, and it is having a daughter, is those women that are at home, maybe with kids or divorced, that think, well, this is it for me. You know, I don't know how to get to that next level. And I don't talk about this story often because it's just, I have a very hard shell of an exterior. I don't know if anybody noticed or not. Maybe it's the Italian in me, but when I'm at work, I'm in work mode. And, you know, I was a single mom for 9 years, you know, and the majority of it doing that morning show, to where I had a 2-year-old. I didn't know how I was going to keep getting up in the morning to do this morning show. And it was nobody else's problem, you know, coming in, it wasn't their problem. So I would cry. I was quit a million times. And it was two of my best girlfriends, one who's like my sister, who I've known for an eternity. They literally had their own careers. One was in oil and gas. One was an accountant. One was in the financial world. They would wake up at 5 a.m. I would bring Brooklyn to their apartments at, you know, 5:15. They would wake up. They would take her to daycare while I came in and did the morning show, you know, and they were like, don't worry, we got her. For a year and a half, they did this so that I wouldn't quit, because they knew it was just impossible. And I did. I was like, I've worked so hard to get here. And because I'm divorced now, what the hell am I supposed to do? And again, nobody would know that story because it's nothing. I don't wear my issues on my sleeve for pity or for a handout. I made it work. And I could not have done that with my sisters. Again, so, and I will to this day text them and be like, if I haven't thanked you 9 million times for literally pulling me out of like a rut to keep me going in this, like, I'm here today because they helped me when I needed help. And I think a lot of women feel so defeated when it comes to whatever life has handed them. You know, the mom guilt. You're a single mom. It's not impossible. You need a good support system. So Supastar, you know, I ask you because now, you know, you have a gorgeous teenage daughter, but when she was younger, I mean, there had been a lot of struggles. Like, you probably had the same moments I did where you're like, how the hell am I going to do this? I can't do it all. But then you do. And look where we are at now.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm still going through it to
Yeah.
this. I mean, I'm still single now. I mean, she's getting ready to graduate, which is a whole nother thing, which is like, man, I can't believe like I have a senior. But it is very, very important to have that village and that support system around you, because some days I wake up. I mean, last week I woke up like, oh my God, what am I gonna do today to pull me out of this rut? So sometimes you just have to get up, put on some red lipstick, and if you have to go sit outside to clear your mind or something, and just like push through. But you definitely have to have like a village. And I know everybody in this on this call has like that text, that group of girls that is in that group text. Like, you have your sister circle, like outside of work, that's always like, hey, you know, just sending you love today, or, you know, something like that, or hey, what are y'all doing? You know, you have to have that even if it's a small circle, you know, those group of girls that will never ever leave your side, that you have to have that support system. So yeah, I couldn't have done it without my friends and family.
They got an entire family and families with families. I mean, even being married, you had to have pressure and stress too, starting out and just having to, because look, women are just different than men and we juggle a lot. And, that had to be a struggle for you too.
Yeah.
I have a statement.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to share with you to keep things into perspective, okay? These kids that you are raising, when they watch their moms working hard like you are doing, you are setting such a powerful example for them. And let me share this. I emceed First Responders Night at the rodeo last night. The very first honoree, Brendan McDonough with Metro Police. Brendan responded to a call of a stabbing in a Metro bus. He stopped the guy stabbing the victim and then rendered aid. And he was one of the honorees. So here he is stopping a violent man, rendered aid to the precious victim. And I made the statement as I looked over to him. I said, I bet you've made your mom so proud. I had no idea she was in the audience. And she said, he did. And she was way in the back and I heard her. And I thought, that's a mom. What she instilled in that boy to become literally a lifesaver and be as selfless as he was. This is what we do as moms. Our role is so powerful. So even if you feel like I can't do it and no one's there to pick up your call or your text, just remember that what you're doing is creating a legacy and a future for those kids. And they will respond when they're adults, I promise.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it was amazing.
That's why Dana is absolutely
Hearing
and you're right. Brooklyn is now 15, believe it or not, and
Mhm.
she's old enough, and it warms my heart because she sees what I'm doing and she
Right.
sees the hard work that I work all the time, and she's never mad when I have to not pick her up from school, or she's never mad when I miss a moment. And just when I got it all figured out too, I went and fell in love, got married, and then had another baby. So now with all that under my belt, it's great to, she steps up. She's a very mature young woman and very wise for her age. And I'm glad you say that, Dana, because I think I've done good for her because she's watching me powerhouse through life and it's making her a little bit stronger. So now I feel better. And that's why Dana Tyson is here with us.
I'm just here to make you feel good.
Yes.
Dana, give Karah some inspiration. Karah, if you could ask Dana for one piece of advice, what would it be?
How do you deal with not feeling any like jealousy over other people when you feel like you're working so hard and you're just not making it? And
Karah,
especially,
you are asking I have the jealous gene.
Yeah.
I have the jealous gene. It's a destroyer. It's an internal cancer. You have to go out of your way. Do you know how you break through that? You just look at someone that you're jealous of and say to them, you look so beautiful. That one time, it will change everything. Your heart softens and that jealousy starts to disappear. Then you end up becoming friendly with each other and you're like, oh my, I can't even believe I was ever jealous of this person. And then you start rejoicing in their success. And you said it earlier, you want to be happy for people's success.
Yeah.
And it works. And then you become more successful. You emanate that spirit. And then guess what? Everyone wants Karah around.
Everyone
It's simple.
around.
Huh?
I'm delightful. Yeah.
You are delightful.
You are delightful.
You are.
If you had to ask Dana a piece of advice, what would it be?
Did you ask me?
Yeah.
How do you take the stairs every morning when I'm on the elevator?
My goal is to make it up those 5 flights of stairs without not getting out of breath at all. And I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
We know you've been in this business for so long, and you're like, your energy level just kicks ass. And that's from someone who people are like, wow, Tessa, you're hyper. You have a lot of energy. I'm like, you should meet my friend down the hall. It's
on Daily Mail.
It's 100% inspiring.
Tessa, there's a woman on Daily Mail. Now I'm 60. All right. There's a woman on Daily Mail. I showed my husband a picture of her. I cropped her age and I said, Bob, how old do you think this woman is? He says, well, she's probably, I think they're saying that she's 30, but she's probably 60. She was 90 years old. You can check her out on Daily Mail. She exercises an hour and a half every day. I would never do that. 15 minutes for me is all I'm going to do. But her whole goal was to be flexible. She had a great attitude. There was something about her carrying herself that was youthful and filled with joy. Not, you check her out. 90 years old. She was doing all these amazing exercises.
Let me tell you what, those are my goals. My goals to be shared.
too.
I'm going to be 75 and I'm going to still look like I did when I
Yep.
came to the buzz as a little
No, don't worry about, no, Theresa, I don't mean, don't worry about the way that you look, because you don't want to get a whole bunch of stuff. She was natural looking, but what it was that inner joy, because we will get old. I mean, that's just the way it is. So what I'm telling you is keep yourself flexible, keep yourself active. Inner joy will come out and you will just glow. This woman glows. Don't do too much to yourself. Seriously, you're beautiful just the way you are.
All right, so you have to ask Dana something, ask her for some advice. She gives the best talks, and I could sit here all day with Dana. What would you ask Dana? What do you need?
I love Dana. Okay, Dana, so I know the last time we talked, like, okay, do you still wake up at 4 a.m. every morning? And I mean, no, 3 o'clock. I think you wake up like at 3 o'clock. But what pushes you to like those days where you don't feel like waking up at 3 o'clock? Like, what do you do? Do you lay there? Do you sit there for a couple of minutes? Or do you just go ahead and get your sip of coffee?
You and I had our podcast. You were on my Houston Women podcast, and your life is an incredible life. Your life is a gift from God. There's no doubt about it. It's a gift from God. I mean, you were called to a higher purpose. There's no doubt about it, and your daughter will benefit. I get up now at 2:45 because I live out in the country, and I get my cup of coffee, and that's my motivator. And then I sit and I read the Bible, and then I go outside. I've got this land that I lift my weights. I do my lunges all around the land with my little Fonzie, my rescue dog. And it is because of the way it makes me feel that I do that. When I don't do it, I'm kind of hard on myself because I know I feel better when I do it. And it's not like, and I also, another thing that I do, girls, let me tell you this, I fast twice a week.
Oh, wow.
I fast on my 2 stressful days, Monday and Friday, when I want to be indulging. I will not eat. I can drink, but not eat until 5 in the afternoon. When I start getting hungry, I pray for my kids. Just whatever they're going on in their lives, when I feel uncomfortable, I say, but I'm doing this for Bobby or Danielle or Matt or Mitch or Nash or the grandkids. And that has helped me. And literally, I have seen changes in their life from doing that. It's crazy. I can't explain it.
My God.
Dana, have you ever considered writing a book?
Maybe one day. I love to be with women. I'd rather spend my time talking with you than be secluded writing a book. Do you know what I'm saying? Like maybe one time if I have a broken leg, I'll write a book. But right now, I like to just get out and talk with ladies. I do, because I think us together is so important.
Your bath water, Dana. I just want to drink all of your bath water.
I don't take baths. I think it's gross.
That's a fun fact.
Truly. We all have this special purpose in us. And we don't need to be jealous of other people. We don't need to feel like we're not pretty enough. We all have this special purpose. And as far as being a mom, we have the ability to do amazing things. And I'm telling you, this mother-daughter thing, if you guys are good at it, power to you. I'm terrible. Of all my kids, the ones that I have most conflict, it's my daughter. The boys are great, but it's my daughter, Danielle. I'm like, what the heck did I do wrong? It's just that mother-daughter thing. And if you've battled through that and you're successful, God bless you. That's amazing.
I mean, I think we have to wrap it up on that note with Dana's wise words about International Women's Day. I hope everyone watched this and again took something from it. There's a lot going on later tonight. I think it's 8 o'clock Eastern. Our iHeartRadio Facebook page and YouTube channel will have a See Her, Hear Her event where some of the big names in music. And Karah, you mentioned this a minute ago, and I've been talking about it on all of my shows all over the country, that in the world of rock alt, I think it's you know, you could throw a rock at in the pop music scene and hit 30 female artists. In the rock art world, you're going to throw a rock and hit one female in a sea of about 40 men. I personally, I'm like I'm loving this because, you know, all day on the Buzz, we're going to be featuring female artists. Later today in the 5 o'clock hour, I have a whole hour of just, you know, powerhouse women that shine in our format. Supastar, even on the beat. I mean, there's some
coming on right now, like in a couple of minutes, and so I got to get up. But my mix today is going to be all female.
Awesome.
I love it.
Yes.
So, ladies, be confident. For anybody listening to this right now, reach out to any of us on our social medias if you need a good boost. Confidence, talk, be brave. You know, don't be scared to put yourselves out there. And I hope you have a great International Women's Day. And take Dana's advice. Go up to somebody you're jealous of and tell them you love their outfit, you love their hair, you love their makeup. And I mean, take these words and go. Ladies, it's been a pleasure as always.
And just remember, could I say this?
Yeah.
Kindness and grace. That's all we need in life is kindness and grace. And for us ladies, courage to power through. And we'll do great.
On that note, we're out. Thank you, Dana.
Mwah! Love you all.
Guys.
Thank you.